Hi, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the indoor studio again. The topic of this video is going to be creating a little bit more distance with your driver. What's going to be covered in this video is just what's needed to happen with the body in the backswing to encourage us to swing the golf club a little faster. First thing I look at with most players, if they're wanting to hit the ball a little higher and further, and especially with the longer clubs as well, is just how they use their body. I think this is really going to help you guys just increase that club head speed without actually putting any more effort into it. You're going to get a little bit more range of movement, and this is also going to be a lot better for your lumbar spine as well by just working our legs and our hips a little differently. So here we go, we'll get stuck into this. When you address the golf ball, what I want you to be feeling at your address is your shoulders over your toes this way, nice athletic position here, and the weight in the balls of your feet. And your butt line should only just be a club head behind your heels as you're getting set up this way. So I'm going to get you feeling much more athletic posture this way. And quite simply throughout your backswing, all I want you to keep feeling is that because your hips are bent over properly here, your hips are at a tilted axis. Okay, we need to keep working the pelvis on a tilted axis, enable us to get this golf club as far up the inclined plane. So if you imagine a hula hoop around my body at 45 degrees, we've got to get this golf club working around this plane and not shifting it throughout the swing and making what we call the radius of the swing or the arc shorter, which is what a lot of people do. And that would look very similar to this. You'd see the player set up even with a good posture this way. And the player would swing back quite nicely through to kind of the midpoint of the backswing. But then everything kind of stops from there, and then the arms start to take over because we've been told to swing the golf club to parallel at the top or even beyond parallel. And from here, a whole host of things. You can see how narrow that gets at the top here. That's going to cause some problems with strike, because the first thing I would see from this position is a player widening the radius too soon, then having to start bending in to fit that club through here. They've made the radius of the swing too wide, and then we've got to narrow it this way, or we even start to stand up. Anytime that's happening where you are narrowing the radius by standing up or pulling in this way, that affects speed and strike in a huge way. So the goal of what we're trying to achieve here, we've got to get these hips working on this tilted axis. The feeling that I want you to get is that the right leg would straighten and the left would keep bending. You're going to keep increasing that all the way through the swing this way. If you start to look at some of the greats that have ever played the game, Snead and Nicklaus, every Hall of Fame golf swing, you'll see this. Through the backswing, you can see that you're starting to straighten the leg, bend the left, and it allows the hips now to work on this tilted axis. And this is allowing me now the range of movement for me not to start pulling the club up. I can just keep the arms straighter, keeping the radius wider. You can see how much more coil up I've got there from turning my hips on that tilted angle. You can see how far and away the club has worked in and around the arc. This way the club is now a good 2 or 3, 4 feet further away from the golf ball. So anytime you get that arc longer, if you think of a putting stroke, if you make the arc longer, the distance is going to increase. And you're going to find that a lot easier to deliver the club head down the inclined plane from the top here, from this inside, and get that nice strike into the golf ball that way. And that is easily going to increase your swing speed by a good few miles an hour and hopefully get you to hit it out the center of the golf club. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you all soon on the practice ground.